Hello there, and welcome to the First Tree Achievement Guide. My name is Jerry, and if achievement hunting is your thing and you'd like to catch me in action, you can watch me live at twitch.tv/jerrydactyl. There are 9 achievements in total, and collecting all of them with this guide should take somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. The game is really easy, and all of the achievements are collection and exploration based, so none of them should be a challenge as long as you know where to go and what to look for. All but one of the achievements are missable, so pay close attention and don't move on to the next area until you're sure that you have everything. That would also mean that if you plan on getting all of the achievements in one playthrough, you will need to bounce around the guide a bit. So click on the description below this video to jump to the achievement you're looking for, otherwise, let's get to it. First up is the Excavator achievement. This achievement requires that you dig up each artifact relevant to the main story. There are 16 in total, spread out across 4 of the 5 zones. The dig sites are indicated by large beams of light, which makes them pretty hard to miss. There are 4 located in the first zone, the Lavender Mountains. Make sure that you collect all of the artifacts before moving on. The game will not let you go back to a zone that you've been in previously. There are 4 in the Chartreuse Plains. Make sure to grab the 2 in the starting area before platforming over the side of the mountain, as you won't be able to get back. There are 5 in the Emerald Valley. 4 of them are before you jump off of the cliff. There are none in Amber Shores, so the last 3 are in the Jade Valley, and that should total 16. So next up is the 150 star achievement. In getting this, you will also get the 50 star and 100 star achievement. At launch, this achievement was not possible. Some of the stars in the game were actually missing, and the developer had to patch it in. In the first zone here, there are exactly 30 stars. Be sure to get them all before you progress on to the next zone. Some of the stars used to be harder to reach. Early on, people complained that some of the stars were too difficult to get to, so the developer made it a little bit easier. And that will total 30. And again, do not go on to the next zone until you have 30. There are also 30 stars in the Chartreuse Plains. This first one here might require a little bit of practice, but you should just be able to double jump to get it. If it's a little too difficult, you might have to grab one of the butterflies and use that to reach it.
kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew...
Before you platform up the cliff, you should have 42 stars. And before you jump down to the other side, make sure that you have 50. This cliffside over here will require that you have all 3 butterflies. I've never been able to do it with just 2. Before you attempt to scale the cliff to leave this area, you should have exactly 56 stars. And before you leave the Chartreuse Plains, you will have exactly 60 stars. There are 40 stars in the Emerald Forest. It's the largest zone in the game, so the stars are pretty spread out. If you haven't played through the zone before, from the point where you spawn, the map is shaped like a capital letter T upside down. There are 3 rock pedestals where you need to time a dig action to trap a light in the rock. There's one to the far left, far right, and center of the map. Once all 3 pedestals have been activated, the bramble blocking the way will clear. Before you jump down the cliffside, be absolutely sure that you've collected every star up to that point. You will not be able to return. Before you leap down the cliff, your star count should be exactly 92. On the way down, there are 5 stars that you have to tag perfectly as you jump, otherwise you'll miss them. My best advice is try not to hesitate on any jump that's caused me to slip off the edge without jumping a couple times. If you do miss one on the way down, you can close out of the game and start from the beginning of the map. It's a large chunk of time lost, but it's better than finishing the run and doing everything over. And if you've done everything correctly, your star count should be exactly 100. If not, you'll need to review what you missed and try again before moving on to the Amber Shores. The last 50 stars are split evenly between the Amber Shores and the Jade Valley. Each zone has 25. Just follow the guide and you shouldn't have any trouble. They're all pretty straightforward. An important note I will make is that this zone and the one after were missing stars prior to the most recent patch. So if for any reason, even after following the guide, you're not at 125 stars by the time you reach the end, make sure you have the latest update. From the point at which you spawn in the Jade Valley, you'll need to turn around and jump down to the next tallest cliff. If you don't do this or fall off, you will miss getting some stars, but you can simply restart the level to try again. Once you've gotten the 5 stars on the ledges, there are no longer any missable stars. Unless you accidentally trigger the scene at the end with the wolf, so just be careful about that. just grab the last few that I show here, and that's it. Congratulations on what is probably the hardest achievement in the game. Okay, so the Easter Bunny achievement drove me insane. I spent a ton of time trying to figure out how to get this one to trigger. It turns out that you're actually going to need to play with your sound on and turned up. You may have noticed that there are various bunny nests littered throughout the first zone. If you wander into one of the nests, the bunnies will scatter. If you chase after them and manage to catch one, you will hear a tiny little squeak. This is an indication that the bunny has been caught as far as the game is concerned. If you happen to catch every bunny in the first zone, the Bunny King will spawn. There are 12 or 13 bunnies in total in the starting zone, and you can see the various nests in the video. Also, the achievement will trigger when you've simply caught all the bunnies. You don't need to go up and interact with the giant bunny, but I highly recommend it. He spawns over top of where you find your first dead pup, and he lays a giant rainbow egg that, when touched, will actually transport you to the happiest place in the universe. You won't see me do it in this guide, so you'll have to test it out for yourself. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Alright, so for the No Stone Left Unturned achievement, you'll need to find 5 well-hidden items in the game, 1 in each zone. There's no beam of light or even a mound of dirt to indicate where the items are buried, so it took quite a while to find them all. In the first zone, just after you find your first dead pup, you'll need to turn right on a cliffside. The item is hidden here near a large boulder and 2 stars. The one in Chartreuse Plains is fairly straightforward. It's in a bare patch of dirt just past the waterfall, as you can see here. For the one in the Emerald Forest, once you spawn, you'll need to turn left and stay near the wall. It's in the center of a bare patch of dirt with a first aid kit nearby. For Amber Shores, when you come out of the nighttime sequence and head towards the beach, hook a left as you make landfall. Travel all the way down the beach and it's at the very end in a spot shown here. The Jade Valley's hidden object is near the house that's buried halfway into the mountainside, on the far side of the map. This was the first one I found since I constantly mashed the dig button to potentially uncover a hidden item as I played naturally. Since this one is tucked in the middle of 3 stars, it popped out pretty easily. And that should be it. Without a guide, this achievement was a pain, so hopefully this saved you some headache. And finally, the Joseph achievement. This one requires that you find your name hidden somewhere in the world. Except that achievement description is actually misleading, since your name can be found in various spots throughout the 5 zones you adventure through as the fox. But the one that causes the achievement to trigger is found in the final zone, the one you play in as Joseph. So what you need to do is you'll have to exit the house and enter the tent as you would normally to progress to the end of the game. Follow the spirit fox down to the lake. Near some obsidian rocks sitting at the edge of the water, you'll find a campsite. The achievement will trigger when you walk up to and zoom in on your name carved into one of the trees. And that's it. I hope you found this guide helpful. If so, give it a like, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Happy hunting!